everybody. It is me, Demetra K, and I am sitting here with Donovan throwing rocks and hiding his hand, Sadiq. He is always throwing rocks and hiding his hand. But if you notice lately, you know, he's kind of getting a little bit comfortable with saying, I did it, so what? What you gonna do? My heart don't pump no Kool-Aid.
That's right. That's
so,
right.
You know,
I'm not taking it in 2019.
Right. We're going to have to change your name or something. Donovan's heart don't pump no Kool-Aid, Sadiq. But anyway, so welcome back to the second half of Don't Believe the Hype, where we ask you to go beneath the surface of all the things that you've been hearing, and especially, this is perfect, the conversation we're going to have in regards to all things R.Kelly. I actually did an in-depth segment on Sunday on my show. We did the video for YouTube. However, YouTube says, because you had a copyright infringement, so I don't think it'll ever go up because it sounds like they have been shutting down a lot of people who have been including a lot of R. Kelly stuff for whatever reason. So, not the content, but some of his videos and some of the stuff on the show.
But I use it for fair use, and I told them that. So I went by the guidelines.
So it might come up, but if in case it doesn't, we're going to get into it. And I didn't bring my notes from that day, so I'll just go off the top of my head. So forgive me if I seem a little bit scattered.
But if you want to see the video, you can see it on her Facebook page.
Mm-hmm. So anyway, as you guys know, and I also put this disclaimer up there too, I didn't watch the series, and nor am I going to watch the 6-part series that was aired on Lifetime channel, the Lifetime channel, where they have been notorious for airing documentaries, or they call them docudramas, rather, about Whitney, Aaliyah, Michael Jackson, Michelet, and a few other people. And so this one, Surviving R. Kelly, is the name of the documentary. As I said, 6-part series where they had a whole host of his alleged victims, celebrities, personalities, musicians, different people, from what I understand, have chimed in on the things that they've heard or experienced with R. Kelly in regards to him being a sexual predator, if you will. And I also put another disclaimer. In no way, shape, or form am I defending R. Kelly or saying what he did was right or whatever the case is. I'm going to go ahead and put it out there. R. Kelly is indeed, in my opinion, of course, it's not facts, but from all the research that I've done long before Lifetime came out with their documentary, I have deemed R. Kelly to be a predator. In fact, a good friend of mine said that to call him a pedophile is not really the right term. In fact, that he suffers from a phebophobia. I'm sorry, a phebophilia. A phebophilia. Where he put men or women to prefer a certain age group. So it's usually between 15 and 19. Although it's been rumored that some of the girls, especially the one in question in the video, was 14. But roughly that's the age group that these men prefer as post puberty. Is what is the definition of it. So they're not. They've already been through puberty, so not yet a woman, but not really. So they just started their cycle, and they're budding and all that kind of stuff. So they're going through or have gone through that point. So that's really who R. Kelly is. And I think most people can agree with that, because the technical term for a pedophile is really somebody who desires a child 11 and younger. Right. And then a hemophilia is that of between 11. Preferring that of between 11 and 15 or 14 or right before 15. So that's a little bit of, medical stuff for you, if you will. And so again, I'm not defending R. Kelly. I believe that he is who they say he is. I believe he has a problem. He's a very sick man. Okay. Now, this morning I was talking to a friend of mine. And like I said, there's so many things going on in my mind. So that's why I said we want to survive the R. Kelly drama. He was saying that they are going to be airing. So they aired the show on Lifetime last week, and he said it's on looped. It's looped on repeat on Lifetime up for the next couple of days. And so it's on and on and on and on. And so he asked me, he says, well, what do you think is really going on here? Why are they doing that? And I came up with the term. Y'all ready for this?
I'm ready.
I have to clean it up a little bit. It's NyQuil for Negroes.
Okay.
NyQuil for Negroes. So what do I mean by NyQuil for Negroes? Is we'll keep them sleep. Because what happens when you take NyQuil?
You get sleepy.
Yes. It takes away your symptoms. And it puts you to sleep. It makes you drowsy. So that's what this is. We'll put it on repeat. We'll ramrod this down their throats. We'll put it into their psyche. because my thing is, I had a lot of women especially get mad with me when I said, do we need Lifetime to tell us who R.Kelly is? In fact,
I saw the comments.
There was one girl on another post. I wasn't even talking to her. She comes under my comment because the guy who originally made the post says, I don't understand you people deleting and blocking people over their own opinion about R.Kelly. And I say, yeah, it's crazy to me. Let people be the boss of themselves or whatever. You don't need to try to dictate to people. And she goes, well, you don't understand. And so she says, did you watch it? I said, no, I didn't. Well, you can't speak on it. I said, hello. I can read.
You can speak on anything you want.
Yeah, but I can read. I don't need Lifetime to tell me, give me their zhuzhed up version. And I'm not saying zhuzhed up in a way that they're lying, because I don't know. I wasn't there. But I'm saying the Hollywood version of this is what happened. I can read. There's a reporter by the name of Jim DeRogatis who has followed R.Kelly for over 20 years in these allegations. And I don't know if he was on the feature on the thing or not, but he detailed, like great detail of a lot of stuff that you didn't hear mainstream about R.Kelly. And so I said, I'm able to read. I can see exactly what happened. R.Kelly is a predator. There's no doubt. But we don't need Hollywood to tell us that. And I said, of course, you hear a lot of pushback. And I want to make this disclaimer, too. I'm going to make a lot of disclaimers on this because I know there's going to be some people who did not hear what I said come on here and try to put some words in my mouth. I'm not saying because Harvey Weinstein did it or any of those other people did it that black celebrities should be able to do it too. But I think it's only fair that we ask those questions. Well, if Lifetime is so interested in holding R.Kelly accountable, then they should be just as interested as holding the white predators accountable. How come we don't have on repeat the story of Roman Polanski? Why isn't that being, rammed down people's throats?
Elvis Presley.
Yeah, or any of those other people who have done the same things that R. Kelly is doing. Again, not making it right that anybody else has done it. But I just,
Allen.
Yeah, and I was talking to Al. He was the one that actually was asking me about this. I said the problem is with black people is because we like to be entertained and we don't even know that we're being rocked to sleep or we're being seduced by NyQuil.
But didn't you say on the show, was it you or maybe somebody else commented, that they're using us to destroy R. Kelly?
Yeah, exactly. They're and I kind of...
we disturb within our own community.
Yeah, so exactly. So it's like, okay, yes, absolutely, 100%.
He should be in jail,
without a doubt. If he is guilty, because that's another disclaimer I want to put out there, R. Kelly has not been found guilty of any of these things. These are all allegations. This is for some people would say, he said, she said. In fact, he even put up a website on Facebook that's now been taken down, Surviving the Lies or something like that. So they took it down, but he, I guess, is rendering other evidence that's countering what has been said about him.
Well, this morning on TMZ, some of the accusers, they put up a video of the accusers
dancing at the concert. Right. So there's all these sides of the story, which is why I wanted to say that he hasn't been found guilty of anything, although I'm not defending him. I believe that he has done some of those things. I don't know. I wasn't there.
Well, I'm going to say this as a disclaimer. You're not defending him. You're just showing facts of the situation.
Yeah, and so, and to the point you was making, we are willing to go hard on R. Kelly. But what about that man, some of you women out there, who your daughter comes and says, well, your boyfriend, as I said, the example I gave on the show Sunday, keeps busting in the bathroom on me.
Right.
Or, when I walked by him, he touched me on my butt. Or when he gave me a hug, he patted me on my butt. How many of you are willing to put that man's face and everything all over the internet and call him a predator or pedophile? So, again, I'm not saying R. Kelly shouldn't be held accountable, but it's easy to hold people accountable we don't know. But what about Uncle Jimbo or your father or the man or the woman who's associated? Because men get preyed upon too. So let's put that out there. Are you guys willing to hold the people accountable, or is it just sexier or easier, rather, to do it to R. Kelly because everybody else is doing it?
Yeah. How many of us have thrown parties or know back in the day when your parents would throw parties? What legitimate parent would let anybody stay over their house and they have daughters in their home?
But you know what, though? There's been plenty of people who have done that. Or, you know what, Sue, you know, I know he said, well, but, baby, did he touch you? Are you sure he, like, what's a touch you?
I have no idea.
But you know what I'm saying? Yeah. Well, how did he touch you? Are you sure? Because, you know, sometimes.
Did he penetrate?
You like to be around men. You kind of fast. What was you do? You like to wear them pants. And I told you, throw them pants away, girl. All
Your
that.
fault.
Right. So I get it. R.Kelly needs to be held accountable, but are we going to hold everybody accountable? You know what I'm saying? So to me, it's just like, I get it. We don't need, we know who R.Kelly is, but we don't need Lifetime to do that. And then this is where black people, not all, but a lot of us are just, we just victims of the NyQuil. When are we finally going to understand that this is by design? You don't think Lifetime got other things they could show other than this mess on ever since what I think it was Wednesday or Thursday premiere, and they're gonna keep rolling it for the rest of the week? Y'all don't think that there's something going on other than, well, we just want to show you the victims and what they're saying? You don't think there's more to the story?
More to the story than that. And we're not defending R.Kelly. Let that be clear.
I mean, it could have been about Kermit the Frog as far as I'm concerned, but don't you think there's something wrong when it's an entity is trying to program you? I don't have 6 hours to give nobody, let alone to sit up, unless I purposefully am not doing anything. But I don't have 6 hours to sit up, and then and like I asked Al, I said, why would anybody really want to spend 6 hours watching something of that nature if we're talking about girls, young girls being raped and kidnapped and stuff? Like, to me, that's so dark.
Assaulted, yeah.
I'm not saying we don't need to know about that, but do I need to know about that for 6 hours?
Well, the thing is, why would you need to know about it? Because there is not one person in the black community that isn't familiar with that story.
Right. As we talked about on the show on Sunday, everybody, especially black girls, okay? I know a lot of other women go through it too, but and I don't know what it is, but I don't know of any black woman or girl I know who has not been verbally accosted in a sexual way by a man, touched, or sexually assaulted. I don't know not one, and not necessarily by black men.
Right.
Because every time that has happened to me, it's, well, not every time, but I would say a lot of times that has happened to me has been by white men. I went to the concert on Friday. As I'm leaving,
how would you dress?
See, but the crazy part about it is, I've had people ask me that. Well, what did you have on? If I was skip butt naked up in there,
you have a right to do
it was no right for him to do that. But I'm walking, because you know when you
got the eye patch on you,
right? Which I didn't. I was pretty much dressed like I'm dressed now, you know. But you know when you're leaving any venue, it's body to body and people are close.
That's what you told me. Okay, go ahead.
So I'm walking and so I feel his stuff on my butt. And so I'm not even really tripping off it at first, because I'm like, okay, we all are close. But then he kept like doing it. And so I'm like, you know what? I don't want to turn around and make a big deal because there's so many people here. But my daughter's in front of me. I'm like, oh my God, I'm being me too. I'm being me too.
Yeah, Al? Yeah, to pick you up at the airport? You just landed? Gotcha.
But the point that I'm making is, it happens.
It does.
And I'm not, and it's
not excusing.
Right.
We're not excusing
It's
anything.
not right. But I'm saying we need to, now, I could have wowed out, but to me, I had my daughter there. It wasn't worth me. I didn't even know what the dude looked like because I didn't turn around.
Right, you know, and
but she saw what he looked like.
Right, and to your point, a lot of you women, you guys take a lot of shit.
Right, and so it's not just R.Kelly. It's not just R.Kelly. R.Kelly is just that dude, and that's the thing I think too with social media. Social media has turned everybody into this social media warrior. You know, you this and you that, and he know he needs and girl, I know you got an uncle that be touching all the kids in the neighborhood. I ain't never seen you putting none of that energy around your uncle who whoop-de-whoop when he's accused of the stuff. Now all of a sudden you want to nail R.Kelly to the cross? Exactly. Start with your uncle.
Right. Let me give you guys a little bit of homework. Do you remember the rapper Paris?
Yes.
Black Funk, Gorilla Funk, this thing. There's a video, a rap video that he did. It's called, well, just look him up, a Paris video. And in the video, that's what he talks about. You know, how the girl gets touched and, you know, the uncle that came out of jail. And, you know, hey, I'm going to the store real quick, I'll be back. And they left the daughter. The girl couldn't have been more than like 9 years old. And the uncle's like sitting there kind of like, or the mama's boyfriend who you just met and you done brought to live up in the damn house or whatever the case is, and then some mess go on. I think the song was called Case of Old.
Okay.
Something like that. But I'll get it if you guys are interested. But put it in the search engine and you'll see the video. You can't.
Yeah, but I'm not absolving R. Kelly, but I'm saying I think we can start a little bit closer to home. Because, you know, R. Kelly going to get what's coming to him. Obviously.
He's already getting it.
Yeah, there's a lot of people vested in giving R. Kelly what he deserves. If indeed he truly deserves that. I don't know. It's not for me to decide.
Not to judge, but
because I wasn't there. I haven't seen anything. In fact, I haven't even seen the tape, the notorious tape of him allegedly with the 4-tier. I've not even seen that because I'm not interested in seeing that kind of stuff. Right. I don't want to see a grown man with an alleged 14-year-old girl. Right. Like, I'm not, that kind of stuff doesn't do it for me. That would disturb me. So that's why I asked too, why are we so vested in watching this? I get it. They need a voice or whatever the case is, but they already had a voice. And now that, to me, this is my opinion. Y'all can be mad if you want. Lifetime is exploiting these women.
Yes, absolutely.
They're accusing R. Kelly of exploiting the women, but they're also doing it. And what are they doing it for? Doing it for a profit. Lifetime, this, out of all their docudramas, this is the highest rated docudrama that they've had out of their movie catalog. And this is they broke a personal rating record within the last 3 years. So they said the first night about 2 million people tuned in, and it's even higher from that point.
Yeah, they said now Lifetime, you know, it's a cable network show, but the point is they said that this show beat all networks in that time slot.
And regardless. Who helped them do it? We did. We did. And so to me, the deeper message is, I don't want to say it's deeper than what R. Kelly is doing, but potentially is that the media, the white media especially, they have this mind control. Like, we can't get 10 black people to sit together and talk about group economics, but we could get millions to sit up and watch that.
I was just going to go say that, or what's going on in the world right now. We can watch that show, but we can't watch what's going on with the government shutdown.
Yeah, or tune into on YouTube, you know, to somebody like Phil on the Advice Show or all these other channels, Hell Our Show, and get some good information. But you're going to tune into that, to record-breaking? How about we have record-breaking views on people who are trying to impart knowledge upon you so you can learn how to become better, and we can be better as black people. Like, that doesn't make us better as black people. Again, I'm just speculating. I didn't watch the show, so I don't know if there was some sort of solutions, or was it just a bunch of people on there talking about what allegedly happened to them. I don't know. So in fairness, I can't make that call. But I'm like, if you can read and you can research and you can Google,
and you've got logic, basic logic, put it together.
But that's another thing, too. And one of my talking points is that black people overall suffer from the mind of the crowd. If you don't know what the mind of the crowd is, it's basically you don't think as an individual. You think what everybody else thinks. And so that's what Lifetime, to me, I believe part of their purpose is, let's tell them how to think. Because you know what? Honestly, this is my opinion. I don't think a Lifetime gives one damn about getting rid of R. Kelly or not. I really don't think that they do. I think they were just, they saw a story. Because look at all the other stories. Yeah, look at all the stories. Like, for instance, the one that I did watch was Miss Chalet. I think the reason why I watched it, as I said before, is because we did a show or something about it. And I'm not saying that domestic violence is funny, but to me it read more like a comedy. Because I'm like, I'm not really for sure if this is supposed to be funny or just it was poorly put together. But the gist of it was, to me, was to demonize Dr. Dre. Yes. Anybody I said, like I said, if you can read and research, you know Dr. Dre has had issues with putting his hand on women. D from the that one video show back in the day. He had the PSA that he had to do the public service announcement against domestic violence. So now they drudge that back up. So I was like, okay, is this a story about Miss Chalet, or is this a story about Dre, Dr. Dre, who has become one of the richest rappers in the world? At the, you know, Beats bought his, Apple bought his Beats for $3 billion. So what's really going on here? But because we suffer from the NyQuil, we're so lullabied and put to sleep, we don't see that. Well, shit, I got to tune in. I got to see what they talking about. Okay, you got to see what they're talking about, but do you also want to know why they're talking? Not the why that they tell you, but like what, out of all the stories in the world that Lifetime could have highlighted, why that one? Like, that's what I'm interested in. There's a whole host of things. If Lifetime is really interested in helping black people, put somebody on there like Dr. Claude Anderson, who is trying to tell us about powernomics and how to get over the hump and stop being at the bottom of everything in society. Get him on if you're really, truly trying to help black people. If you're really trying to do that. Let's start talking about these, police brutalities and these murders. Let's really start doing those things.
Well, think about that. The title of the show, Don't Believe the Hype. Are you going to believe what Lifetime is pulling you? Or are you going to pull the curtain back?
No, they know. They know. That's why the Wiz exists. Gotcha. That's why the Wizard of Oz is so successful, because he knows that he's just this little, bitty man. But behind the curtain, he sounds like he's big and bad, And so he knows that most people won't pull the curtain back to say, okay, you know what? I hear what you're saying, but I need to hear exactly who's telling me that.
Exactly.
Oh, no, I just believe it because, they said it. Lifetime said it must be true. And again, I'm not saying it's not true about R. Kelly, but what I'm saying is, why do you need Lifetime to tell you anything about R. Kelly? This ain't new.
And now that you bring that up, I'm thinking about this. And I'm an actor. I'm a thespian.
He's a thespian.
Yes. My first love. If that script came to me, and I know you got to work and stuff like that. I mean, we're our own worst enemies sometimes. I mean, is it really worth the fame or the notoriety to do this part when you might have some doubt? You see what I'm saying?
Well, everybody's looking to be put on, if you will. But we always say here, all money is not good money.
Right.
I tell this to people that I work with, and I tell this to myself every day. I got to ask myself, what is it going to cost me? And I'm not talking about just money, but is it going to cost me energy, time, reputation, a relationship if I do this instead of do that? What is it going to cost me? And sometimes you have to make that decision quick. You don't have, well, let me get back to you tomorrow. Let me see. Sometimes it's on a split decision. And so let's just say that opportunity came to me. Because as we know, a lot of celebrities said no.
Right.
A lot of celebrities that work with him. And Questlove, I like what he really said. He said it's not that I didn't want to do it to give validity to the victims, per se. He said, I just didn't want, because they wanted him to be on there big up, and is what he said. R. Kelly said, oh, he's a genius, this, that, the other. He says, I didn't want any part of it. I didn't want to give validity to him. And I just didn't want to, no thank you.
Yeah, the mess.
And pretty much that's what it is. You want to put me into this glossy, glorified gossip rag, because to me that's what Lifetime, anybody who's watching, it needs to be Lifetime for women. I don't know if they're two different things.
No, it's
but
the same thing still.
Yeah, that anybody's watched any of that content, it was, oh, she ran from him. Oh, these big time high
men are just dirt.
Yeah, these overly produced soap operas, And again, I'm not saying that about the R. Kelly thing, but I ask people, do we really need them to tell us that?
Yeah, but I look at some of the, I didn't see the part at all. I didn't see the show at all. But what I'm saying is, as an actor myself, part-time actor, what you want to call me, I kind of say, I wonder who did those parts and how far do you think you're going to go?
Well, I don't think they're actors. I think they're real life, they're testimonies. So these are real people.
Yeah, but I don't think that the whole thing's testimony. There's some like live action,
acting
in there to kind of do that.
News to me.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, after all this to me is said and done, because, mark my words, next week or so, ain't nobody gonna be talking about R. Kelly. Nobody. And then
especially once you finish destroying him.
Yeah, or unless until something else comes along. Well, then what? Then what are we gonna talk about? So what was this for? Was there an end game? Was there a solution? They did say that the sexual abuse hotline saw a 20% uptick in people calling.
And R. Kelly's music went up 20%.
Yeah, and the music went up 20%.
20% now.
Yeah, okay. So I don't know what is the end game.
And I know people right now are listening saying, "Oh, it went up 20." His thing went up 20%, so he's making money. R. Kelly doesn't own his publishing.
Yeah, they got to pay him something though, to some degree.
Whoever owns the publishing.
Well, yeah. So, but regardless, I mean, it's helping somebody in his name. So what was the point to this? Some people say, well, they're giving voices to the victims. Well, okay, and then what? Then what are we supposed to do with that? They got a voice. Then what?
Right. Okay. When somebody says that they're giving voices to the victims, why couldn't they tell their story without defaming this? Or you could defame his name, but not like this, where you have a visualization
right
of this person. You could say, hey, this is what happened to me. R.Kelly did this. No, they have a whole production giving a false or an alleged narrative of something that happened.
Right. So so they're giving a voice to the victim. So what are you going to do for the victim? Since you heard the story, now what are you going to do? Okay, you're not going to play his music. Okay, and what else?
Yeah.
How does that help the victim? You not playing his music. How does not playing R. Kelly's music actually help the victim?
Right.
I mean, because that's where my mind goes.
Yeah, and I believe that there's another young lady who said that I think she has a case coming up. It was continued where she's alleging R. Kelly gave her a STD.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure he probably did if he's getting around like that.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is there's a lot of young people now coming out and suing this man.
And then let me ask y'all this too. So those some people who may be listening or might come on here, are you going to buy Sparkle's new CD? And the reason I ask you...
You better be careful.
Yeah, right. I think you should have really listened to that. But the reason I ask you this is because Sparkle is complicit. I asked this on the show on Sunday, how many of you would hand over your niece to R. Kelly?
Right.
Knowing who R. Kelly is. How many of you would say, mentor my niece, okay? Or even, because you were telling me sometimes he would end up at the studio and she was already there.
The niece was already there.
So, are you going to buy Sparkle's new CD? And listen, you ain't got to be Einstein to put two and two together. Lifetime drops a movie or Surviving R. Kelly. Sparkle puts out a CD. Listen, I'm in public relations, so I know a little bit about what I'm talking about. I doubt it.
Okay.
Why she didn't put the CD out before all this took place? So the reason why I ask you guys is who are saying not to play R. Kelly's music, and to me it's your personal choice. I don't care. Are you also going to tell people not to play Sparkles because she handed her niece to R. Kelly? She knew R. Kelly was a monster. She knew that.
Well, no, it's not, and let me tell you this. It's not that she knew that. We knew that also. He married Aaliyah.
But I'm saying, since she's dropping his new music and everything, I ain't even heard it, but I don't know. I'm assuming it's popping or not. How many of you guys are going to buy the CD and support Sparkle? Because if you do, you a hipper ass crit too. If you buying her music and don't want nobody else to buy R. Kelly, you ain't about that life. You're not really about justice for the victims. You're not about holding people accountable. You're just about jumping on the bandwagon to help bring down R. Kelly. And again, I don't care if you bring him down or not. It's not my fight. Right. But you got to bring down everybody. Okay, if we want to just even centrally focus on this scenario, bring down Sparkle and all his peoples. And all the people, like Chance the Rapper, opened up his big old mouth.
Wait. What about this? Because you brought up a good point just now. You don't want to buy R. Kelly's music. Okay, you don't want to play it, whatever deal is. But isn't the record company complicit? So any artist that is on that record company thing, why are you sensitive to that?
But you know what? As my friend said, and I don't care if y'all get mad, but it is what it is. He says, and I'm saying some, but he said black women are, when the suspect is black, they want to hold him accountable, but when it's white daddy, they don't want, he gets a pass.
Preach.
So who is white daddy in this situation? It's the record label. They knew listen, one thing, if you're a smart investor, which that's what the record companies do, they invest their capital into the artist. You're going to get a dossier or a backgrounder or something about this artist. Okay. What is going on with this artist? Okay, well, he's got a lot of sexual abuse allegations and this, that, and he married.
Same as in pro sports. You do the same thing. Oh, he's, got a lot of allegations. You know what?
I don't think we're going to put this money behind him because we don't want to, because they was like, oh, shoot, them niggers are asleep. They don't care. R. Kelly can sell all kind of music.
Yeah, they looked at R. Kelly. That first album went platinum. The next album, double platinum.
Okay, and this is another thing we need to say, too. Okay? R. Kelly is undeniable one of the best to ever do it.
Yeah, they say he's the most successful R&B artist of all time.
Period. Okay, so we'll be remiss to not mention that.
And we're going by stats, record sales.
Yeah, and to me, his music is good. Although some of it is questionable.
Questionable, what he's talking about.
Yeah, it's good. And so record companies aren't stupid. They said, man, I wasn't even in the boardroom, but I'm going to tell you what they said. Them niggas, let's give them some NyQuil. NyQuil for niggas.
Remember?
Let's give them some NyQuil. They sleep. Let's give them some more NyQuil. They ain't going to bust a grave. Somebody will get mad.
Remember in the 90s, that song "Cop Killer" by Ice-T,
Yep.
and the gangster rap was on the rise, and Dolores Tucker.
Body count.
Everybody was like, "Oh, gangster rap, get rid of it, whatever."
Tipper Gore.
All of the people put the parental thing. The corporations invested heavily when they saw the record sales. NWA sold over 1 million copies with no radio airplay. They look at the numbers. It's simple as that.
Yeah, so, and plus, what black people gonna do? Now, had this been a Jewish community?
We're gonna string that nigger up by his balls.
Right, we would know there's no way we could produce such garbage. No way.
We're not.
Okay, watch it now. Watch it. But no, in all seriousness, though, I mean...
God damn it! If the man wants to be with young girls, it'll be okay. But if it happens in our community...
Right, we're shutting it down. I mean, and that's just, why we bullshitting. It's just the truth.
It's the truth.
They can do that to us because they know we going to go right along with the narrative. Yeah. Okay, so we destroy R.Kelly. Who's next?
Okay, or how about this? Let's play devil's advocate here. Is it not a big deal because it is a black girl?
Well, yeah, but then again, too, that's another thing I want to dispel. I'm glad you brought that up, is that now stupid people, and I'm calling them stupid. I don't like to use that word loosely, but damn it, I'm using it today. Stupid people have said, well, no, if black people don't shut down, or they didn't say necessarily black people, but I'm assuming, don't shut down R. Kelly and stop listening to his music, black girls and black women's lives really don't matter. And I said, so now we're charging R. Kelly as being a litmus test to where the black women's lives don't matter?
Exactly.
Huh? Like, we might want to take it way back. Like, let's say about the Middle Passage. When you were putting pregnant women and their babies on slave boats and subjecting them to the worst conditions ever possible. Hell, we can go into slavery. We can go to Jim Crow. That was
a long time ago. We don't need to do that.
I'm just saying, let's keep it real. But the point that I'm making is, black girls' lives didn't stop mattering due to R. Kelly. They haven't been matter. So now it's just like, golly. It's just like, when are we going to stop falling for the banana in the tailpipe? When? Now, I agree, though, that if it was a bunch of white girls, shit, this wouldn't be an issue. R. Kelly would be shoveling dirt up under the damn jail.
R. Kelly would be in jail now.
So, I concede that
no matter
point.
How much money he had.
I concede the point that it's because it's black girls and people are just like, hey, I don't care. But yeah, if it had been a whole stable of white women, shit, it'd have been a wrap. So yes, I agree with that, but it's not, black girls' lives don't matter because of R. Kelly. It's been that way. To keep spewing that ignorant narrative out is just stupid, and you're following the talking points of white media. Like, get a brain, black people. Get a brain and start thinking for yourself. Stop going off of if they said the shit, it must be true.
Must be true. Their ice is colder than ours.
Yeah, their information is more accurate than ours. Like, read a book. Get some information for yourself. Know both sides of the argument. Like, I could argue for and against R. Kelly if I really wanted to, because I know both sides of the story. Like I said, I'm not that interested, though, in what R. Kelly is doing, because at the end of the day, R. Kelly's going to be all right. I need to figure out how my black ass going to eat. Okay, that's what my focus is. So, but yeah, I mean, to me, there's just levels to it. And so, back to the title of surviving the R. Kelly drama. So, R. Kelly gonna be all right. He gonna be all right. I'm sure those ladies and girls, whoever's on this documentary, they got paid to do it. And I'm not saying that invalidates their story. I'm just saying all those people gonna be all right. Yeah, they gave a voice to the victims. Okay, what you gonna do with that voice? Are you gonna run off with the voice? You're gonna go, what are you gonna do? You're gonna turn your uncle in now? And that's, as I said to the guys, perhaps are you one of these dudes that's participating in that behavior? And that's another thing too. We talked about the women long enough. Let's talk about the men. Are you a man that has made some of these dirty comments about little girls? You stupid.
No, I'm sorry.
Are you one of these men who have ran up on your girlfriend's daughter in a sexually inappropriate way? I mean, so if you're...
Or are you one of those people that laughed at a Tyler Perry movie when that girl was going into the cooler, bent over, and he had to videotape all those old men? Were you one of those people in the theater that was laughing?
Yeah, so you're going to bring Tyler Perry up on charges too?
Why not?
I mean, they thought they got a kiki and a ha-ha to that. This young girl bending over, getting a soda, and these old-ass men making comments about her and stuff. I mean, so... Again, these women have their voices and their stories have gotten out. Now, are you going to is there a call to action? Did they say, okay, now that we've heard these girl stories, please go out into your community and turn your uncles in, your mamas, your baby daddies or whoever.
Right.
And if you a man that's a pervert, are you going to stop doing it? I mean, what was the call to action
exactly.
here?
How many of us in our community, there's a 23-year-old man dating a 16-year-old girl in your community?
Right. There's always that dude in the family or in the community, and his girlfriend ain't nothing but 15. But did you call a lifetime about that? Hell, most of y'all daddies, not most of them, but a lot of y'all daddies probably had his eye on your mama when she was 12. I mean, I'm just saying, I'm not saying it's right, but what is the call to action here?
Yeah.
Is it just to ruin R.Kelly and then go about your life? Or is it to, in part, ruin R.Kelly and then go back into your community and say, you know what, Lifetime gave us a lot of information we can use. Let's go put it to use. Let's go stop this predatory behavior on behalf of men. And I mean, what is the call to action here?
Good point. Very good point.
So, I mean, that's what I have. I mean, just realize as Black people, we are being controlled. There is money.
NyQuil.
Yes. Now, like I said, I cleaned up the title, but I'm going to tell y'all what I said it was. It was NyQuil for niggas.
NyQuil.
That's what it is. Let's keep these people asleep because there's money
Did we
in
ever
keeping
wake
us
up?
asleep. Every time we try to wake up,
we go right back to sleep.
give them this NyQuil.
Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, this is all about keeping us distracted. Hell, we are burying, not we, but the nation is, or Texas rather, is mourning the death of Jasmine Barnes, who was discovered that she was actually, they say she was murdered by Black men. She was murdered by Black men. That's what the word is. Listen.
No facts have backed that up.
Yeah, and that's why I'm saying the argument is as to whether they did it or not. That's, it's arguable or questionable. So I don't want to get into that because I also have my opinions on that. But, I mean, there's other stuff we can be talking about that that really deserves our attention. Yes, predators in our communities deserve attention. I don't think it should all go on R.Kelly. I think it should go on everybody who's engaging in that behavior.
Exactly.
And then where's Lifetime's energy for all these white teachers sleeping with these students?
Thank you.
Where's the Lifetime movie on repeat for them? And that's why I said too, as Black people, we just let people tell us what to do.
Right. Well,
or what to think.
The funny thing is, where's the Lifetime movie on Woody Allen? Not only did he date and marry a younger age girl, it was his daughter.
Yeah, so he was grooming her, from the get.
His daughter.
So again, like I said, I'm gonna keep repeating this because I don't want anybody to think I'm defending R.Kelly. I am not. But I'm saying, what is the ultimate call to action? What did Lifetime, is Lifetime actually trying to help Black people, or really, let's just take it to a smaller level, are they actually trying to help these women? Are they really trying to do that? Are they trying to get ratings? And did you fall for it?
Right.
Like, I wouldn't want to keep watching none on there. To me, it just seems like I would be disturbed to keep seeing that shit on TV.
Yeah, I'm a little confused. I saw a video with R.Kelly. She's the backup dancer that married R.Kelly. They have 3 children together. Now, I saw some clips on YouTube before they took them down where she was saying, he's a monster! She's like dogging the man out. I ain't getting no child support. She is dogging this man to the ground. And then yesterday, I see a video where she's singing his songs and talk about, that's my baby daddy. And
I think they said, too, that particular one was from, 2017. But there is another one where she is, I don't say she's defending him, but she's like, he's a genius, and that is his children's father.
Yeah, that's
so
what
it's
I saw.
Is your ass crazy? Because I didn't see the documentary, but I'm assuming she was in it.
She was.
So it's like,
she was calling
maybe she didn't think they was going to go as hard on him as they did. I don't know.
Yeah, but like I said, to me, I'm just kind of confused. And maybe she has Stockholm Syndrome. I don't know. Like I said, because she was in a situation, she's in the house. She doesn't know these girls are in the house. I don't know. His pimp game was strong, and that's possible. Because, we've read Iceberg Slim's book, Pimp.
Okay, you're right. I mean, it could have been, but come on now.
Yeah, but, like I said, I just, like you said, is this something just to destroy this man? We know what the truth is because it's public record. We know that. However, to come out now and to do all this stuff.
And then now, as we said too, a lot of people are reporting this stuff. Chance, I saw a read this morning with Chance the Rapper, the guy who denounced R.Kelly and saying he was sorry, he should have never made a record with it. It was like, dude, you live in Chicago. If anybody know R.Kelly was a predator, it was you. Now, some woman has come out and accused his drummer of raping her and some other cat of raping her. So I'm not saying the lady wasn't raped, but it sounds questionable. But now this is the kind of environment we're going to breed. It's going to become like McCarthyism in a way. And that's kind of what the Me Too movement has done. By the way, where is Me Too? You know?
Yeah.
But that's kind of what the Me Too movement has done. It's become like a witch hunt. And I read, like I said, The Root produced the article over the weekend that read more like a hit piece.
Yeah, I read that too.
They're naming all these dudes in the industry. It's like, okay, now Drake is a pedophile. Right. And it's like, God.
Yeah, I mean,
what's the point? I'm asking you guys as black women. You can answer it or not. But at what point in time do you start to say, maybe we're being used?
Mm-hmm. Because
just a little bit.
Yeah, like I said, I am like totally confused because I don't understand the motive.
I understand the motive. The motive is let's just keep them asleep. Let's keep them distracted. Distract them for what? The real issues at hand, because it's distracted people and asleep people keep money in our pockets.
Right, but it seems like even the accusers are confused. It's like they say one thing and yet their actions show. I'm confused at the whole thing.
Well, I mean, but they know the average person. To me, listen, no shade to anybody watching Lifetime, but I this is my opinion. Not saying it's about you. I just think for me, it would take for me to have a very low IQ to sit up and watch that kind of stuff.
That's what I'm saying. See, and then maybe that's why I'm confused, because I didn't watch it and I'm going by what I read and what
people say, well, you should watch it. Why should I watch that?
I don't want to watch that crap.
I can read.
I know the facts.
Yeah, why do I need them to tell me what happened? And I don't need to watch. I'm not going to give Lifetime my view. Mm-hmm. I'm not going to be part of the sheeple, the mind of the crowd, and being told what to think. I'm sure the stories are very compelling. I'm not saying they're not. Mm-hmm. I just don't. I want to have my own opinion, my own free thinking opinion on what's going on here.
At the end of the day, the public record, it's official. He's never been convicted.
Yeah, but I still, as I said in the beginning of the show, I think he's a monster.
Yeah, I think he's a predator. I think he's a predator too.
Yeah, so I mean, but I don't need Lifetime to tell you that.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I don't.
And like I said, and he's moved his numbers from, his lawyer probably told him you need to move the number up. That way, legally, you can't be prosecuted. Yeah. And that's what he's done, from what we understand. But
then again, too, in a lot of these states, again, I'm not saying it's right, but legally it is right. Mm-hmm. 16.
Right.
So I think I saw somewhere in Massachusetts, if I'm not mistaken, the age of 12 is still in the books.
Wow. Yeah.
So again, it's not right, because I wouldn't want no old dude trying to run up on my 12-year-old daughter. But if we're looking at it from a legal standpoint, then there really is no argument. Now, of course, he's been accused of some illegal stuff, but like I said, I mean, what's the call to action, people? What's the call to action? What are you going to do now that you hurt these allegedly voiceless victims?
Mm-hmm.
What are you going to do now?
What's the end game now?
What are you going to do with it?
So, but again, if you guys are interested, the artist's name is Paris. The song is called Days of Old. So I was corrected by that. The song is called Days of Old. Just watch the video, and it basically talks about a situation where a lady lets a guy in the house, and the lady leaves the daughter there, and the daughter gets assaulted, and Paris says in the song, it didn't used to be this way,
I think it did. I think it always used to be that way. I just think we're hearing about it now more so, because like I said, my mom, she told me stories when she was a child of grown men trying to proposition her. Sure. She said her dermatologist was turned on by her. She's 15 and she never went back.
She was fat.
She was, but that's not her fault. Mm-hmm. As a grown man, you keep your distance and you don't run up on this child. Mm-hmm. But so I think it's always gone on. It's just now we're hearing more about it because of the internet and
and cell phones,
all that kind of stuff.
But
it just needs to be dealt with.
Right. You guys don't forget to tune in to Demetra K on Sundays, 3 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. She goes Facebook Live. You guys can talk and interact with her. She's also going to be on the different platforms and stuff. And be on the lookout for the video for this on her Facebook page as well. And, I mean, in conclusion, what would you say?
I'd say in conclusion, get wisdom for yourself. Research and read for yourself. Don't become a sheeple. Get away from the mind of the crowd. Think on an individual basis. Critical thinking is a thing of the past, and we need to make it sexy again. People don't know how to critically think, and the internet has taught people how to think like everybody else.
Yeah, when I was in college, I took a class on logic and critical thinking.
People are like, what's that?
That's a social construct. That's a liberal thinking.
Right.
No, you look at the... anyway, I could go into
right. That's what I said.
that. But you guys, so tune into that. And don't forget to check out the Donovan Sadiq show as well. We are on Spotify and iHeartRadio. So if you're sitting in traffic, you have nothing to do, tune us in and just see what we got to say. Everything that we have is archived on YouTube. Look at News from the Edgemont. 2019, I still believe, is going to be a very, very sad year because nobody is coming to save us. It's very eye-opening. So you guys, just be safe. We're going to see you guys again next week. This has been the Demetra K Show. D.
Peace.